What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite Simple Sundays, favorite nerd. Today we are looking at the Mastermade set of Decepticons. This is all known to me from Robert D. Just something to look at to kind of tide us over till we get back to the regularly scheduled work week. If you're familiar with Mastermade, they make a pretty cool and interesting product. They always go with the quote-unquote SD super deformed route where there's super big heads over top of little bodies. But they're pretty... You know what word I want to use, but we're not going to say it. But they are a lot of fun to mess with, and they're larger figures. We're going to be looking at more here soon, some that I haven't looked at in the past that Robert sent me, and they're usually pretty well made. So we're just going to fly through these, talk about what we see and what the articulation is and what kind of the paint apps are, and then we'll wrap up with some final thoughts and get out of here. Just as a quick heads up, these fellas are very little, standing about 2 1/4 inches. So let's start looking at them. So we'll start with Megatron. Head is on a ball peg. We do have this bit here in the back that's a little limited, so you get limited up, limited down, but you do get the swivel. The arms are actually on a universal joint of sorts. You got these, the trigger bits keep the arm from moving up too far, which is kind of a bummer. I would have preferred they just got rid of them altogether, but whatever. And they move up and they twist around. You have a bicep swivel. Be careful, they'll unpeg, but nothing that can't be easily repaired. Single hinged elbow gets you 90 degrees. The hands are locked in position, but the fingers are painted. Same for this side, except you have the gun. I'm imagining that comes off. It does. And I wonder if, I don't know. This pegs into something, obviously, but I haven't found out what that is quite yet. Maybe we'll find it out during the rest of the review. Same articulation there, though. No waist swivel on this fella. You do have some red paint up in the abdomen, and then the hips are on T-jointed ball joints. They get you out to there. You get a little bit of a thigh, actually you get a fair bit of a thigh swivel around them, and then the knees have a single hinge that gets you just about 90 degrees, and then the feet are on little ball pegs. You get a little bit down, a little bit up, and a little bit of a rocker, and you have some nice red paint on the inside there. So that's Megs. For Starscream, we have the silver face paint and the red paint on the eyes. The head is on a ball peg. You get a lot more down on this guy, a little bit up, and then the side to side. Once again, no waist swivel. The legs are engineered the same way, and I think even the thigh piece is a reused piece. And then the ball peg for the ankle work the same way, but you get limited tilt up and a better tilt down maybe. Arms all work the same way. A lot of reused pieces for like the bicep and stuff, I'm sure. Yeah. So all that stuff, I mean, it's a smart reuse of parts, to be honest. Paint-wise, we have the silver detailings there. We have the yellow translucent, red paint on the wings, some silver paint even on the back, so that's nice. You know, some blue here and there. It's you know, it's not crazy, but I think it's maybe more than you would expect, given what it is. Coneheads are pretty much identical to Starscream, so we're just going to run through the detailings real quick. Some silver paint and the translucent and the gray paint. It's like the apps are done the same way, just different colors. And then you have the wings here, which are on little swiveled pegs. And actually, this one keeps falling out, to be honest. So that might be something to... No. You know, once it's in there, I think it's good. And then the back is all done the same way. And that he does have the same sort of null rays, like all three of the Coneheads have the same null ray, and that is different than the Starscream null ray, so that's pretty cool. I do like that Dirge has these like wings over the top. They look cool. Articulation wise, it's the same. And then Thrust has the wings sitting up high. Some people like that, some people don't. I'm actually okay with it. And yeah, it's all the same stuff. But I think it's a smart use of reused parts. I'm surprised that they went with the 3 Coneheads instead of Thundercracker and Skywarp. That just seems like a strange choice, but hey, I'm not the one making decisions over there, am I? For Soundwave, the gun is actually part of the hand sculpt, so nothing really to talk about there. The shoulder-mounted bit is on a ball peg, so you get a little bit of extra articulation there. Head's on a ball peg, limited up. Good bit down, side to side. Red paint, gray paint, and dark gray paint. For the head, we have silver paint and red paint on the shoulder, red paint around the forearm, gold paint up in the chest, gold paint and blue paint down at the bottom. This paint here is it's very sketchy, but the rest of it's done very well. Articulation-wise, pretty much the same reused parts for the hips, different sculpting for the lower legs, and the feet. Are the feet the same as any? Maybe Megs? Yes. No, they're different. So they're probably the same, just retooled. That's interesting, though. You know, it's nice. And, yeah, so other than that, it's pretty much business as usual here. Soundwave always looks cool. He never not looks cool. And then that little peg right there, I bet you will hold a laser beak. Maybe. I hope so. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best. I wonder if you... It seems like it's like missing a piece. But I don't know. It's not really staying in there. I mean, you can get it balanced. And I feel like if you like turn it a bit, you can get a little bit more tension on it. For Laserbeak himself, we got red paint on the wings. And then the head is on a ball peg, red paint for the eyes. And then for Ravage, we got the whole bottom jaw is painted red. I'm not sure if that's the best choice. And then everything else is kind of locked in position. But for a display piece, I think it'll work just fine, you know? Final thoughts wise, I think they're cool. I mean, it's kind of amazing how fun they are given what they are. But like I was posing them and messing with them and stuff. Like if they had waist swivels, it would actually do a lot for them. And I think it's like the only place I've been able to find these guys online to purchase is around 80 bucks on eBay. And that seems a little steep for what you get here. I think 50 bucks would be a much better place to be. But they'll go with all of your big city bots. If you do the Mastermade stuff, they'll also go with all the little bots that come along with them. Like there was a Prime and there was a Scorpion. No, not a Scorpion. It was a big one. There was a, what was the other one? An Ultra Magnus came in one, etc., etc. So I think it's cool if you're collecting this line to get these. You know, there's nothing really bad about them. They're fun and they're cool and they're interesting, but they're just, you know, there's not a lot of pizzazz to them, but I think that's what kind of makes them interesting. So yeah, it's a recommend for me if you're interested in them, but if you're kind of on the fence or whatever, I would suggest trying to get a hold of them to look at before you really commit, because, you know, it's nothing that's going to knock your socks off here. It's just, if you're a huge fan of the franchise, love G1, and would rather have little stuff like this around the office or whatever to mess with instead of going in on 6 or 7 different lines like I do, this would be probably a worthwhile purchase. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.